Portland City Council asked the police why they had 20 police show up to the community free store, but the police didn't have an answer. They did admit that they were aware of it. And even with the high priority call, they only sent 2 cop cars. Listen to what was said.
There were 10 to 11 police vehicles on site, not once but twice, and about 20 officers dispatched there. And that, considering that it wasn't, a violent situation, people were handing out free items, maybe in a space that they shouldn't have been allowed to be. I'm just curious about, one, if that was a 911 call that was requested and then dispatch decided to send 10 cop cars there with 20 officers, or if that was a private request from an individual citizen to have police show up there with that level of force.
I don't know the answers to how that call was initiated or what call type it is. I am happy to send you a copy of that call. That's all public record, so we can certainly do that.
We did have Commander Hughes looking into that, so I know that he's got much more detailed information on it. If it's a high priority call, you're going to send 2, right? Thank you. They're going to send 2, and then we can make the discussion or the determination about how we want to add that up. So that call may have came out categorized as X, disturbance, whatever, I don't know. Once again, we can get that. A couple officers show up on scene, then they evaluate and call for more officers. And then they are responsible to be able to articulate what were the circumstances that required them to call for more officers.
Zimmerman, like usual, tries to justify the actions of the business owners and the police that day.
And while we have some groups who I think have an honorable mission in their hopes that they are having second and third order negative effects in that neighborhood, because I did hear from people who live in that zone, who have businesses in that zone, that those types of events have caused problems. And so I don't want to rush to too many judgments there. I don't know why 11 cars. I can't be the person on the ground who made that call, but know that this Thursday they're planning on another event, auxiliary groups, that seems very targeted at a business based on some specific ethnicity issues that I think we've got to get in front of, because this stuff, we all know it cascades. And in Old Town, things cascade even faster. And that's why I think things have shown up. And as a representative of that, I would rather we show up in force quickly to stop a cascading effect than allow things to deteriorate to the point where, and we have seen it, stuff is happening in the streets and the cops are just observers because there's no way to stop it. So
this is his most disturbing comment. There is a protest scheduled outside a Society Hotel, and when he references that there's an action related to ethnicity, he's trying to claim that there's a protest against Jews. This is utter bullshit. The main reason for the protest was Jessie Burke sicked the cops on the community free store, but also her and her husband continually justify the ethnic cleansing in Gaza. But also her husband worked with a guy named Elias Stalls, who was an IDF soldier that worked on a unit who did stuff like this. After Jessie got a lot of negative attention, she decided to make a statement full of lies and hyperbole. She used this video with no audio to claim that somebody from the community free store went and threatened to shoot up the Dixie Tavern. Nobody from the community free store knows who the guy is, nor was there anybody there that day in a red jacket. Dixie Tavern has yet to respond to questions about the incident. She talked a lot about the name-calling and how rude they were to the business owners that showed up with the police. She called this just shy of domestic terrorism. She also lied about traffic being blocked by the community free store. This never happened. Watch for a second part to this video. I'll talk about some of the bigots that showed up to support her when there was a protest outside of her hotel.